Chris, what is our fifth main topic today?
This one comes from Dan V. Hey, John and crew. So Prey is Hulu's biggest TV or movie premiere ever and has the most viewing hours over its first 3 days. Now, we don't know the number of hours, but that's very impressive. I loved the movie, and I wish I could have seen it in theater with the fantastic cinematography. It is just shot so well, and it was back to basics with Amber Midthunder crushing it. It's a very well-received movie where I feel there will be a sequel of sorts inevitably.
All right, thanks a lot for saying that in, Dan. And yeah, the last couple of days we've been talking a lot about this new Prey movie, which listen, I when they even said they were making it, I'm like, why? Why are you making this? And it's set in like the 1700s? That's dumb. What in the 1700s can stop a predator? And like just all this kind of stuff. And the last one was terrible and whatever, but man, this movie's a banger. This movie is fantastic. And then like coming out of the woodwork now, all the different cast members from the original, because it started with Jesse the Body Ventura, who came out and said this movie is wonderful and started praising it. And then I can't remember the guy's name, one of the other guys, the one who says, "I'll bleed you." Like he just came out and said that the movie's fantastic and everybody's loving on it and it's great and fantastic. Well, not only did it debut at number one, according to the press release, Prey was now the number one premiere of anything ever on Hulu. Any TV, any movie, anything. Yay! It's their biggest debut ever. This is what they said over at Screen Rant. They said the following. Disney and 20th Century Studios have now announced that Prey is Hulu's biggest premiere ever. No specific viewership was given for the new Predator movie, as they don't with any of their programming, but it was watched more in its first 3 days than any other film or TV show that has debuted on Hulu. In addition to breaking Hulu's viewership record, Prey also became the most watched film premiere on Star Plus in Latin America and on Disney Plus under the Star banner in all other territories. And if you understand how Disney Plus with Star works in the other territories, that's significant. So, I mean, it's just a big win after big win after big win for this thing. And when you watch this film, you definitely get the sense that, okay, that's it. It was a one-shot movie. I mean, there's something in the post-credits, a little something with the art in the post-credits, but that really, to me, was just a fun little thing. But when you have, it's like the Joker, man. When you have this kind of success, now executives want more. And now what I would have said maybe a week ago that, they're not going to do a sequel to this. Now I got to change my tune. Now I got to go, you know what? Maybe they will at this point. Anyway, Chris, you're seeing this thing kind of knock it out, which is great, especially considering the reputation of the Predator franchise has not been great the last few years. You surprised to see it debut this big?
I mean, a little bit. I remember when we first reported on the story, it was, okay. And going straight to Hulu wasn't this big vote of confidence. So it's really, really cool to see this do so well, to have so many people wish they could go out to theaters and see it. I think we are going to get more of those releases and things like that for this. I still haven't gotten to watch this movie. I had to do that.
You still haven't had a chance to watch it?
No, because I
had
to
watching Sandman.
I'm watching Sandman, and then I had to learn 12 pages of dialogue yesterday, which as a voice actor, I don't memorize a lot. So it was rough. But I'm really, really pumped to sit down and watch this tonight. I'm so excited. And I think it just speaks to, too, you guys have touched on how there's very little dialogue, but it's just like really incredible cinematography, really compelling action, really, really great acting. And you can watch it in the Comanche language, which everyone keeps gushing about that fact, too. I think it just is a really, really great win for great storytelling.
Now, when we say there's not a lot of dialogue, I don't mean it in the sense of, what's the Mel Gibson film? Apocalypto. I don't mean that in the sense of Apocalypto. It's really more in the sense of, say, A Quiet Place.
Yeah.
Where there's not a lot of dialogue, but there's definitely dialogue in the film. There's definitely dialogue.
But it's not
here.
like quippy Predator stuff.
Well, yes. So, Rob, you're seeing these results. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I think the power of making a great film and understanding what your franchise is. Like it's funny because we were all dubious about this. And I remember when we first started talking about this, going, what the hell? Like, how can anybody defend themselves against a technologically advanced Predator back in the 1700s? And by the way, I just want to point out, they did make a sequel to this movie. It was called Predator 2. I mean, this is the end of Predator 2. It is a direct, they call back to Predator.
They do have a fun little
It's really
callback,
cool,
yeah.
which I really liked. And it was funny because I was hoping that they would do that, and they did. I think this movie just delivers, and it was a movie that lives up to the promise of the franchise. And it's the movie that lives up to the thing about the Predator films, John, is everyone loves the Predator. It's a great design. The creatures are great design. That first movie is so much fun. And people are like, I even like Predator 2. I'm hoping, because I've always wanted this, Stephen Hopkins directed Predator 2, and they basically cut like 30 minutes out of that movie. I would love them to do an extended director's cut of Predator 2 because I always felt it was too truncated. Maybe Hulu, maybe Disney will go into the vault, and because that longer cut existed. And I would love to see that.
Let me ask you this question here, because they bring it up in the question they submitted right at the end there. But number one, when you watch it, did you instantly feel there would be a sequel? And then now that we've seen the results it's having and the response it's getting, how do you feel about the idea of it getting a sequel now?
I went into this thinking this is a one-off. But with, obviously, like you said, winning changes everything. So I'm sure someone's like, well, we have to do another one. It would be interesting. Like, I don't necessarily think they have to make a direct sequel to this story with the same characters, but it would be interesting to see what would happen if the Predator visited Earth in different time periods.
75 years later.
Yeah, and you'll see when you get to episode 6 of The Sandman how something like that could work. And that's all I'm going to say. But I would love to see that. Like, I would love to see, like, what if the Predator showed up in the middle of the American Civil War, because they've already been in America, like, oh, I'm going to take a few of these mofos out. I mean, I would love to see something like that. It would be cool.
All right, guys. Question is for you. What do you think about this? Prey is now officially the biggest debut of anything ever on the platform, not just Hulu in North America, but also on Disney Plus' Star around the world and the rest of the territories as well. Does that excite you? Do you think they should do a sequel? Whatever you guys are thinking, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. We want to take a second to thank the sponsor of today's video, Raycon. Now, guys, you've heard me talk about the fact that part of my morning routine is getting on my treadmill. And when I do, I always have my Raycon earbuds there to listen to my podcasts and YouTube videos. I go to them every morning. Raycon's everyday earbuds look, feel, and sound better than ever. With optimized gel tips for the perfect in-ear fit, these earbuds are so comfortable and they will not budge. Trust me. Raycon gives you 8 hours of playtime and 32-hour battery life. And the best part for me is that Raycons are priced just right. You get quality audio at half the price of other premium audio brands. That's half the price. And with premium features like noise isolation, awareness mode, and I personally love the earbud tap functions, it's perfect for when I'm on the treadmill. So guys, go to buyraycon.com/Campea today and get 15% off your Raycon order. That's buyraycon.com/Campea to get 15% off. buyraycon.com/Campea.